Assalamu alaikum, my sisters. I made a video actually the other day about what happened in New Zealand. It happened, believe it or not, it happened again in New Zealand. I believe yesterday, last night, they had this tremor, this zilzala happening again. We have seen this happen in not only in New Zealand but also Japan. It also happened in Indonesia. It happened in Croatia. I actually have a lady, she was telling me how bad it was in Croatia, and she was saying that it was very scary, to say the least. The point here is that this is happening like almost on a regular basis. Okay, this is happening almost every day. Somewhere, in the world, this shaking, these tremors, these earthquakes are taking place. And it is happening in a time when we know from the hadith that we are already living at the end of time. Okay, that's without a shadow of a doubt. That indeed humankind, we are at the end, we are on the edge of our end. So anything that happens from now on will be only the end of us. And this is being proven by the hadith. Rasulullah mentioned in many hadiths that the hour, that my coming and the hour is close, like the distance of these two fingers. And Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran, وَمَا أَمُرُ السَّاعَةِ إِلَّا كَلَمْهِ الْبَصَرِ أَوْ هُوَ أَقْرَبُ. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran that when they ask about the matter of the hour, it is like a twinkling of an eye, أَوْ هُوَ أَقْرَبُ, or even close. In other words, we are living at the end of time. We are. If you think about not only the tremors, the shaking, but also the COVID, for example, these are having huge implications in our life. All right, we are seeing that these things are really changing our life like nothing ever did before. We are living in a very interesting time, and we do not know where this will end, where this will lead us to. I mentioned, dear brothers and sisters, that before the coming of the Mahdi and Dajjal and things like that, we will see that there will be one very important sign that will take place before the coming of the Mahdi. Look, these guys are playing music. One very important sign for that is that the coming of the Mahdi, there will be widespread oppression. Okay, Al-Mahdi minni ajlal jabhati yakun al-anfi yamlul ard kist wal adl kama muliyat zawran wa zulm. The Prophet ﷺ said that the Mahdi is from me. He has a broad forehead, and also he has like a sharp nose, and he said yamlu fil ard, and he will fill the earth with adl and kist kama muliyat zawran wa zulm, just like as it was filled with iniquity and oppression. And if you take a look at the COVID-19, one thing I can promise you happened because of the COVID-19 is the rich became richer and the poor became poorer. This is a common phenomenon all across the board. If you go anywhere in the world and you see the impact of COVID, you will see it very clearly. You will see more people are coming on the street, more people are becoming jobless, and you will also see at the same time that a lot of people are also making hundreds and thousands and millions and billions of dollars. This has created that environment of inequality. There is no equity, there is no justice, there is widespread oppression, obviously, because the rich people are taking advantage of it and the poor people are paying price for it. So this thing is happening right in front of our eyes. So with the earthquake that I mentioned, the zalzala, Rasulullah said that these things will increase, before the end of time, that these things, the earthquake will increase. And this is exactly what is happening right now. Now, a lot of you might tell me that, brother, what's the big deal? Like, this thing happen all the time. We see this earthquake happening for centuries. We are seeing that pandemics are happening all the time. Like, every century there is one pandemic. What's the big deal? So the point or the question would be, does it really matter? Whatever is happening right now, whatever we are seeing, we're experiencing, does it really matter? Does it really, bring the hadith to be true? Does it make it, the hadith more authentic? It depends who you are and who you're asking the question. But you will be right. You'll be absolutely right. If you're asking these questions and you're telling me that these things are normal and these things are happening all the time, therefore, dear brother, don't worry too much about it. You'll be 100% right. One thing that we have to understand, which is that if you, as I said in the beginning, we are living at the end of time. This has been proven by the hadith of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. As I said, his coming is like the coming of him, and the coming of the hour is like the difference of the two fingers, right? It's very, very close. So we are living at the end of time. So when we say, does it matter whatever is happening, what the hadith has to do or what the Quran has to do? Does it have anything to do? A lot of you will raise doubts and questions, and you'll be absolutely right. But here is the solution. Here is the solution. Because as believers, we take the hadith and Quran closely, and we believe and we follow them more than what we hear, what we see. In other words, you may not be able to see the implication of COVID as it is in its actuality. You may not be able to see what is happening with the zalzala that is increasing. You may not know, and it is true that we do not know every zalzala that is taking place. We do not know all of them. Therefore, we have to go to the Quran and Sunnah and say that yes, because these things were already mentioned, so these things are going to happen. This is the only solution. The only solution for our confusion, for our questioning and our doubts, our shubuhat, is that we have to go back to the Quran and Sunnah. Because if you go back to the Quran and Sunnah, you will see the Quran and Sunnah is talking exactly what is happening right now. And as I said, you would not be able to feel it in its entirety. You may not be able to see it and feel it the way it really is, but that doesn't mean it is not happening. The COVID impact, it's huge. We are saying it based off of the numbers we are getting, based off how many people are reporting about their being homeless because of COVID-19, and we are knowing only how many. We are only knowing it from the media about people who are making a lot of money because of the COVID-19. But we do not know everything. Okay, that's the point. We do not know everything. Therefore, we have to always refer to the Quran and Sunnah. Now, one very important thing that I also want to touch base on is the what happened with MBS. All right, what happened with Mahmud bin Salman, and a lot of you actually have commented. One person, he said that in India, a lot of people, Indians, Muslim, they believe that MBS is actually the Mahdi. And I want to make it absolutely clear that he is not, because there are a lot of things he does not confirm with the Quran and Sunnah for him to qualify as the Mahdi. Okay, that is out of the question. You should not even ask, you should not even say that this guy is the Mahdi. Not only for MBS, but also for anyone. Okay, for anyone for that matter, you should never ever say that I know who Mahdi is, therefore I can tell you where he is. Okay, you should never ever say that, because we do not know. So dear brothers and sisters, these are some of the things that I really wanted to talk to you guys about, because we have to keep our mind, we have to keep our eyes, we have to keep our brain open. Wallahi, our intellect, we need to use them so that we can see what is happening in light of the Quran and Sunnah. Because we are living indeed in a very confusing time. We are living in a time when people can easily deceive us. People are becoming very deceptive. And so for us to remain on the straight path, we have to do our part. We have to do what we need to do. Inshallah, I hope that this reminder will help all of us to get there. Jazakallah khair for listening in. Inshallah, we'll be talking a lot more about the coming of the Mahdi, end of time, in the coming days, coming videos. Again, if you're new here, consider subscribing, like this video, share this video, and I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.